I'll be the first to admit I'm not a Lego expert. However, I was in Roswell, New Mexico a few days ago, and if you've never been to Roswell, well, it's really not a lot of reasons to go, if I'm being honest with you. But they do have a good coffee bar there. The barista owner knows what he's doing. He makes excellent coffee. And I walked in for the first time, never been there in my life, walked in 8:30 in the morning. The customer standing there, tall guy talking to the barista guy, the owner, and I walked in mid-sentence. The customer was saying the following. Remember, mid-sentence, I walked in. He said, it's called Brick Source or Brick Buy. Anyway, it's where you can get parts. And I said, it's called Bricklink. That's the website you're looking for, Bricklink. And they both looked at me like, and the guy said, yeah, that's it. It's Bricklink. He said, how did you know what I was talking about? I said, you're looking for Lego parts. Yeah. How did you know? I said, well, I know everything. No, I didn't say that. I said, well, I'm no Lego expert, but I do a lot of selling on eBay, and you have to know a little bit about a lot of things. And I know how to find spare parts for Lego sets that are missing parts. And that's at bricklink.com. And so I impressed them. And then the barista impressed me because I looked over and I saw in front of him was this 2-group Linea La Marzocco espresso machine from Florence, Italy, of course, identical to the one that I used to have at home when I had a coffee bar before we had to move real quickly from the country to the city to take care of my mom. Anyway, his was a beautiful blue. I'd never seen that color in my life. And I just had one of those standard burgundy 2-group professional Linea La Marzocco espresso machines. And I was so jelly of him having that beautiful blue machine he called Alien Blue, of course, because it's Roswell, New Mexico. But anyway, I'm not a Lego expert, even though I can walk in the middle of a sentence and know the answer to a Lego question, and they hadn't even said the word Legos. Now, one thing I do know is you never say Legos, even though sometimes I will say it, because Lego purists, they say it is Lego, even if you're talking about plural, multiple Lego sets. I collect Lego, not Legos. That's what they say. I don't know. Who knows? You know, the headquarters is in Denmark, so what do they know about speaking proper English? I ask you that. But if you're a reseller on eBay, you need to know a little bit about Lego. I'm going to tell you all that you really need to know. Now, I should pass this by my new buddy up in Canada, Nick, who knows everything. He's a Lego king. He knows everything about Lego. But I'm not. I just need to tell you just a few standard things that every reseller needs to know about Lego sets. And that's really all you're going to need. Generally, find one once in a while, find some Lego sets and decide whether you want to resell them or not. Comps always tell the tale. Of course, you want to look up if it's some Star Wars Lego set, you want to look it up and see if it's sold recently for enough money to make it worth your while. At the same time, you don't know if parts are missing. This is a big problem. There are ways that you can work with that. It's like buying a jigsaw puzzle and the garage seller says, I promise you all the parts are there. All the pieces are there in that 1,000-piece puzzle, even though it's not brand new, but all the pieces are there. You can't believe that. They're probably telling the truth. All the pieces almost always aren't where they say they are. A bunch of things could have happened. You just can't trust it. You always have to assume if you have a Lego set or a jigsaw puzzle and it's been open, you have to assume it might not be complete. So what do you do? For jigsaw puzzles, never buy them used. Only buy them if they're new. It's just not worth it. They don't bring that much, but Lego sets can bring a lot of money. So I just want to get you familiar with a little bit about reselling Lego, not too much, and we'll be done. Anytime you can buy a new Lego set, one that hasn't been opened at a garage sale, a thrift store, whatever, it's almost always worth buying unless they've overpriced the thing. Now, a lot of Lego sets, especially from the early 2000s, 2018, 19, and maybe they still do this, the factory actually just puts a piece of clear tape, kind of like Scotch tape, only clear, not cloudy like Scotch tape is before you put it on an item. They just put 2 or 4 pieces of Scotch tape on the box to tape the lid onto the box itself. And that's about the only thing they do. And that's about all you can do to determine if something's new is look and see if that tape has been messed with or not. And it kind of feels unreliable, but you kind of have to go with it because that's all they did for a lot of Lego sets. They might still do that. I haven't seen a new Lego set in the last 2 or 3 years. I haven't looked. They might still just put 2 or 4 pieces of tape on it, and that's it, which is really odd for a giant factory of these heavy Lego boxes, but that's what they've done often in the past. So inspect that tape carefully. It will peel some paper off or the cardboard box off. You can usually tell if it has been unpeeled and stuck back. But if you see 2 or 4 pieces of tape that haven't been messed with, sealing, quote, sealing a Lego set, it's new. You can just assume it's new, basically. I would go ahead and ask the garage sale person, is this new? Has this ever been opened? A lot of times they won't know. It'll be the parents and they don't know. Or an estate sale, they won't know. But if you can generally get a set that looks brand new and has evidence that it's new, then it's almost always worth sourcing if they're not asking too much. If you look up comps, Lego will put out a set, a Marvel Comics Lego set or a DC Comics or a Star Wars or whatever for a limited time, and then they discontinue it. They don't keep making the same sets over and over decade after decade. So there is definitely a built-in collectability in in about 2017, a lot of people would just buy every new Lego set that came out, and 2 or 3 years later, they would just resell it at a big profit. It was better than any other investment at the time, just about. You can't do that as easily anymore because so many people are doing it, and it's not worth the risk. But most of the time, you're not going to find a new set. You're going to find bags of Lego bricks or boxes that have been opened and therefore probably pieces missing. And you don't want to take the time to count and check to see if everything's there. That would be an impossible task to do at any garage sale or thrift store anyway. And some of these things, they have hundreds of pieces, thousands of pieces on some of these large Lego sets. But I would say generally look through it to see if it just feels like a lot of it's there. You know, if the box is fairly full, if you can take the lid off and look, that's about the best you can do. Hopefully most is there. Rarely will it all be there. That's the best you can do. Okay, I've got to run. You stay right there. I'll be right back. There's no way I'm going to be able to get right back into this position, but I will finish this in a bit. So talk amongst yourselves. I'm back. Did you know the opposite of Lego is lay stop? Well, at least in France it is, I think. I'm pretty sure that's true. I read that somewhere. I wrote it down and I read that. So the first axiom about reselling Lego is, of course, if you find a brand new packaged Lego and you look up comps and it will profit, whatever your profit margin requirements are, of course, get that. That's the easy one. After that, it's what do you do whenever you get a partial Lego set, or you have to assume you have one, because if that box has been open, you have to assume it's a partial set. You could count the pieces, which you're not going to count a 1,000-piece Lego set at an estate sale, but you could count them. Doesn't mean all the right pieces are there, right? Kids play with Lego set. They might have lost 5 important pieces, and then just over time, 5 extra bricks got thrown in. That don't really go with it, but you're going to come up with the right number that way. So the number of pieces really is not a perfect indicator that they are all there. That's why you never buy a used jigsaw puzzle at an estate sale garage. If it says it's a 1,000-piece puzzle and you get it home and you count the pieces and there are 1,000 pieces, that doesn't mean it's complete, because puzzles, unlike Lego sets, can say they have 1,000 pieces, but they really have 1,005, 1,008, 996. Puzzles don't have exactly the number of pieces the box states they do. Sometimes they come off depending on the cut and how they're designed. They don't always have exactly, say, 1,000 pieces, even though it's a 1,000-piece puzzle, even if the entire puzzle is there. So the number of pieces of a puzzle is no indication either that it's complete. So a Lego set, if it's been open, you just have to assume there are missing pieces. So let's go through the options. What do? Do you buy it to resell it? Well, it better be pretty cheap, because it's hard to find a buyer for a used Lego set if you can't guarantee every piece is there. So you have the option of, one, putting the whole Lego set together when you get it home, and I'm talking about the type of Lego sets that mostly exist over the last several years. Those are kits that produce one specific thing. It produces a Star Wars TIE fighter with Darth Vader in the seat, something like that. But if it's missing a piece, think how frustrating that's going to be. When you're trying to put it together and it's a 1,000-piece Lego set and you're 510 pieces together and you just can't find the 511th piece and you don't know, is it missing or are we just not seeing it? And you go through and you look forever. How frustrating. I mean, that would make me angrier than a 15-year-old goth chick with a new stepfather. And that's pretty angry. So if it's been open, make sure you get it cheap. Ask for a discount. Say, we don't have any way to know if all these pieces are there. Try to make a deal for it. However cheap it is, try to get it cheaper. You get it home. Now, what do? You can put it all together, but that's pretty frustrating. Plus, a lot of you just don't want to do that. Plus, you have to take every single piece apart when you're done. It's a big hassle. It's not something that you can just do in 5 minutes. Some Lego sets take days to put together, weeks to put together. Now, Lego sets will sell if they're missing pieces, and you just can't guarantee that they're all there, but you're going to have to ask for a discount. So, if they're really cheap, you can sell them on eBay at a much discounted price over a complete set. And you still may make a lot of profit, and that's fine. So that's the next axiom. Just ask a lowball price and be sure you pay a lowball price for a used Lego set. If you do want to count the pieces, most Lego manuals, and that's the thing, you do want to make sure you have a Lego manual. If not, you may want to buy one off eBay, because if you have a bunch of Lego manuals that don't go with sets, you can't just sell the manuals. So if you get a Lego set that's used, you can start counting the pieces, because the bill of materials, BOM, the bill of materials, in many Lego manuals will tell you exactly how many red bricks it has, how many 4x8 flats it has, how many purple steering wheels it has. And you can tell from the bill of materials in the Lego manual, you can tell exactly what that set should have, and you can physically count them. And it's dependable. You can rely on that. So it is not terribly hard to determine if a Lego set is all there. It takes a while on a 2,000-piece Lego set, but It's not impossible. It's reasonable, especially if it's a high dollar. So rule number 2, you can count the pieces using the manual, the bill of materials in the manual, and see if it's all there. Number 3, if there's no manual, buy a manual. Then do that. Count each item that's supposed to be in that set. If it's all there, great. If it's not all there, we're going to go back to Roswell Coffee Bar. When I walk in the middle of a sentence and I say Bricklink, and it's the answer to life, the universe, and everything that they were asking about. Bricklink is a site where you can order one individual little brick if you wanted. Now, in my opinion, Bricklink used to be better because it was privately owned. Then about 5 years ago, Lego bought Bricklink. Lego now owns the new market, and Lego now owns the largest used Lego parts market on earth, and that's bricklink.com. So our next axiom, you buy a used Lego, a set that's been opened, you can buy the missing parts that you find by counting them using the bill of materials. Go to Bricklink. There's also Brickal that is still independent of Lego. So you can buy used Lego pieces from eBay individually. You can buy used Lego pieces from Bricklink or Brickal. There are other sites, but those are the 3 main places people go to get missing Lego set parts. What's the next thing you can do? Let's say there's a lot missing. You can sell Lego pieces by the pound. You can take all of the red bricks from 5 different sets and throw them all in a box and sell a sack of them, red Lego bricks if you want. Buyers buy Lego by the pound, and the more specialized the item is, the higher they are. I haven't looked, but my guess is purple bricks by the pound go higher than red, blue, and white bricks by the pound because purple bricks are far less common. Now, a big tip about selling Lego by the pound, and it can be mixed. You can just throw everything in a sack, and you can put 2 or 3 sets together that you paid hardly anything for, throw it all in a sack, and just sell everything by the pound. You don't have to sell just red bricks by the pound. You can sell all Lego pieces you have by the pound. Take a general picture, try to show generally a little bit of everything that's there. Spread it all out as best you can, especially if there are any minifigures, any of those little Lego people, you want to make sure and show those. If there's any funny looking parts or very large flat pieces, you want to make sure and show those because those are more specialized parts. And some of those minifigures can be worth money. People want to know if all the minifigures are there. If they're not, you can still sell them, but you can sell individual Lego pieces, all red bricks by the pound, or just random Lego by the pound. Just throw it all together and sell it by the pound. Here's another selling axiom for Lego. You can find specialized pieces. I mentioned Darth Vader earlier. Some of those are worth a lot of money. A lot of minifigures are worth a lot of money in Lego sets or other special pieces. Whenever you have a used Lego set that you know, probably it's missing pieces, or probably you just don't want to mess with knowing if it has missing pieces, but you hardly paid anything for it, dig through and find all the special looking pieces. Go to Bricklink or Brickal, look up each piece and find out which ones are worth some money selling by themselves. You can part out individual pieces that are worth a lot of money by themselves. And by a lot of money, I mean it's relative. Maybe it might be a minifigure only worth $7, but it's not fragile. It's easy to ship. Doesn't weigh anything. You just charge 4-ounce postage for it. Throw it in a little 4x4 box. The buyer doesn't pay much for postage, and the buyer's willing to pay $7, $10, $15 for some special part or more because some Lego pieces, as I said, are collectible. They're worth a lot of money. So some of them can be quite valuable that you might find. And if you have a large Star Wars set and you find one of those Holy Grail Darth Vader minifigures in there, you can sell that by itself for more than all the rest of it by the pound. So part out the special pieces and then sell all the rest by the pound. That's another way to get rid of Lego sets. How practical is all this? I've done this all the time. I've done this for years. The sorts of decisions that I'm telling you here, other than putting one completely together, I would never do that. I don't have time. My money's too important. I want to churn and burn that money. I paid $4 for what might be a $100 Lego set. If it's all there, I still am not putting the thing together. I don't have time. I will count the pieces according to the Lego manual if it's included. If it's a $100 Lego set, I'll probably pay $5, $10 for a manual if it doesn't come with one. And if you're piecing out your Lego set and selling it by the pound, except for a few special pieces, you can sell individually for $7 to $15 a piece. Also sell the manual. So that's another item you might sell. Instead of buying a replacement manual, you're going to sell a replacement manual for someone else. There are ways to profit off Lego, no matter what the combination is you end up with, as long as you don't pay too much for it. When selling Lego by the pound, the more poundage it is, the more likely a buyer will buy it because he or she pays less per pound. The pound of Lego they're going to pay almost as much for postage, if not more, than for the Legos and pieces themselves. But if you sell 25 pounds worth of Lego, well, the postage ends up not being nearly as much as the Lego pieces are worth. 25 pounds of Lego, that's a lot of Lego pieces. So the more poundage you can sell in a single batch, the better. And just a few random slides from random listings currently. Here's Lego sorted by color. 200 plus pieces, bulk pieces that the buyer picks a color. So this is a variation listing. So you choose, I want 200 brown pieces of various shapes and sizes. This seller is selling them for $18.99, free postage. I don't suggest free postage, but knock yourself out if that's what you want to do. I also suggest not doing a variation listing. If I had 9 different colors that I were selling by the pound, I would put 9 different listings up, because 9 individual listings, except for some clothing items and shoe items, almost always variation listings, that's one listing where you can sell 9 or however many different items you want that vary by color and size. That's why it works so well for clothing. People have been used to buying shirts that way for years. Pick a color, pick a size, and see how much it is. But for items like Lego, you want to just sell brown Lego pieces, 200 pieces of brown Lego pieces, and create a listing for that. Create a listing for 200 gray pieces, 200 yellow pieces, and all of that. Do a separate listing. Here they have just random colors that they're calling earth tone, and they're selling these for $15.99. For 200 pieces with free shipping. So they're only getting about $8 after shipping that way. Remember I said Darth Vader minifigures are worth some money? Here's a search for Darth Vader Lego minifigure. Here's one selling for $9.99. Here's one selling for $39.99. See the difference? Black Darth Vader is very common. White Darth Vader is very uncommon. Let's do a search of shipping plus price highest first. Let's see what the highest selling Darth Vader minifigure is on eBay right now. Looks like it's $14,995. How would you like to get a Star Wars Lego set and it's missing pieces and you're all frustrated? You look down and you see one of these $15,000 Darth Vaders. Would that make you feel better? This is why you want to part out pieces when you can. You want to look through every piece, just run through them and find any special pieces. Go to Bricklink or Brick and see if they're worth some money. Here's a $3,000 Darth Vader, just the torso itself, $3,000. Now that's what they're asking. That's not what these have sold for, but these are worth a lot of money. Here's a whole bunch of Lego Star Wars minifigures together, $2,500. Here's not that many Lego Star Wars minifigures together. The picture's horrible, $1,400. They'll probably get $1,200 for this. Here's a manual from the Millennium Falcon. Now that's a very important piece in Lego Star Wars history. The manual itself goes for $1,286, or at least that's what they're asking. They're going to get a lot of money for that, even if that's a little bit. Piecing Lego parts is definitely an option for the special pieces. If you're upset that, well, I can only get $8 for a pound of Lego pieces, well, but if you can sell the manual for $9, if you can find a couple of minifigures worth $25 or $30 a piece, or $15,000 each, and you sell a few other special large plates, well then that $7 you paid for a used Lego set is a pretty good deal. For example, you find anything that's unusual, like this piece of a roadway. This is a 32 by 32 across. These are called studs. Those male bumps on a Lego piece, they're 32 across by 32 across. Here's a part that can go for, well, the current asking price, the highest asking price is $93 on Bricklink. They're not going to get that. But if it's a perfect condition and you can basically say it's new because it's pristine in every way, you can ask some of these new piece parts from $18 to about $43. If you want to be safe and always say used, if it's from a set that really obviously isn't brand new, you're going to drop down to in the $6 range for this piece. And but again, if it's in pristine mint condition, and I know this from Bricklink, the price, you go to the color and you go to the price and you make sure that you have the right number of studs here, 32 by 32, then you can use Bricklink to get an idea of what they will sell for. Or look on eBay and do comps. This might sell for more on eBay than Bricklink. The bottom line is you can make a lot of money off a Lego set that at first you're disappointed in because it's a used set and there are missing pieces. And terribly worst case, which isn't too bad, is if you find a Lego set that's missing 3 specific pieces, you know from the instruction manual, the bill of materials, it's missing 3 specific bricks, go to Bricklink and order them. Now, if it's missing a $14,000 Darth Vader minifigure, you probably don't want to order that. You want to sell it by the pound and get rid of it because you missed a $14,000 sale. Since whoever offloaded that Lego set without that Darth Vader to you at the garage sale, they made a fortune. You didn't, you lose. But in general, when you see a Lego set, your spider sense should tingle a little bit. It's almost always worth looking into, especially if you can get them down on the price, and always try to get them down on the price if it's been open. Give them the sob story about how almost impossible it is to put together a Lego set if it's missing one piece, kind of like missing a puzzle piece. And tell your sob story, and you can probably get a few dollars off the price, even if it's already at a great price. Lego sets, you can almost always find a way to profit. They're hot, collectors are abundant. I harken back to Roswell, New Mexico, where I answered the question Bricklink, and I think, did you hear about the alien Lego set? It speaks. It actually talks to you. It says, I come in pieces. So there's that.